Today we are in the beautiful mountains of Sagada and we are going to be trying the world's most expensive
poop coffee.
We're going to be trying some of the most delicious local cuisine.
So we got a piece of etag.
And visiting some history sites that we think you guys will really enjoy. So come with us. So we are just now walking to Bana's Coffee because what better way to start our day in Sagada than to try some cat poop coffee? You'll see what I mean. So we have our civet coffee here. It holds the Guinness World Record for the most expensive coffee in the world. People often call the little civets like cats or weasels, but they're actually a mammal in the Asia area. So it's really cool that we get to try this today.
Yeah, very cool. And we're obviously going to try it black because when it goes through the digestive system, the enzymes of the little civets make this a more mild and smooth coffee. So I'm excited to try it just flat black and see how it goes.
It's supposed to be like less bitter, more delicious, and they eat the, what is it, the coffee cherries?
Coffee cherries.
Yeah, the coffee cherries off the tree, and then
they eat them in the morning around like 8 a.m. or something. They have like a system, and then right around 3 p.m. in the afternoon,
they poop out your beans, and they do the whole shebang.
Then you go collect them, process them, and drink it up. Let's try it out.
Okay, I feel like you should go first because he's the black coffee drinker. In case this goes south and it tastes like literal, I have my little, I got hot water and put my little Insta coffee in here in case that plan fails.
Well, it smells like normal coffee.
It smells like, and it was brewed like normal coffee too.
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's all about the roasting.
All about how it's done.
Before that.
Dun, 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 the suspense.
Yes, it's not as bitter.
I wonder if I would like that better, maybe, because sometimes bitter coffee is like.
I've heard this is like $60 to $100 American, like elsewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would ever pay that price.
No, we paid what? We paid 250 pesos for a cup of this.
I hear this can be pretty pricey once it gets shipped over, so.
So I'm not a huge coffee snob, and to be completely honest, it tastes like coffee, but like maybe like was like watered down. Well, but maybe that's why it's considered smooth. Because
it's probably going to be the same caffeine, same everything.
If I took my little Nescafe pouch, put in some water, added some water, we should have almost like compared it.
We could have compared it.
That would have been interesting.
But enough about that coffee. Let's talk about the coffee shop for a little bit. It's really cool. You can come sit here and you're overlooking like all of this. This is super cool.
Maybe if you're tall.
Yeah, maybe if you're tall.
If you're short, you might have to just like stand up and enjoy your coffee.
So yeah, we're gonna just enjoy this and mosey on. On the way up here, this is where the tourist office is. So we just have to climb this gradual slope. So as you can see here in Sagada, the roads are very narrow. So sometimes some trucks have to back up so that other people can go past them before they can go. It happens quite often, or if you're walking, you might have to go up on a ledge over here.
So we're just at the tourism office now, and we heard that you didn't need a guide to go to the hanging coffins, but we're here and they're like, you definitely need a guide. So we're gonna get a guide and then we're gonna head there. There's also some fun things that we wanna do today. One of them, maybe trying some etag.
Possibly.
That's like the, what is it, dried smoked meat?
Usually a village elder will be smoking this etag for special occasions, birthdays or other things.
And sometimes it has like little maggots.
Yeah, it has maggot larvae and the actual maggots crawling in it. They will cook it in a soup or something with maggots and all, or you can chop it up and just have a piece of it right before they do the cooking.
Yes, so I told Chase that he needs to eat it today.
So since we are getting the guide, it is 150 pesos per person. I saw there is 20 extra pesos, not sure what that's for, but it'll be 150 to 160 if you come.
So we actually arrived in Sagada yesterday, and upon being here, it gets so cold in the mornings and the evenings. Midday is fine, but if you come here, bring your sweaters and hoodies and pants because this is the first time in Southeast Asia that I've needed any of that. And trust me when I tell you, it gets really chilly. And it's definitely more quiet here. There's like one street that kind of goes all the way up and all the way down, and that's where a lot of like the restaurants, little cafes and stuff like that are. So if you're into like a lot of like hustle and bustle, you're not gonna find that here. It's more mountainous, more nature, more scenery, which is really like relaxed. I actually got an amazing sleep last night. It was pretty quiet. You still have those dogs, you still got the roosters, but there's not as much crazy motorbikes and traffic here, we've noticed.
Off we go. Our guide is here. His name is Edmund, and we're going to be going through a graveyard and what is it? A church. A church before the hanging coffins.
Yes.
So that's going to be super neat.
And Edmund, how long is the walk?
Let's say 1 hour back and forth.
Oh.
1 hour back and forth from the hanging coffins.
I've changed my mind. So another thing I want to try here is the lemon pie. We see this lemon pie everywhere. Do you guys grow your own lemons here? That's why there's so much lemon, right? Okay. Maybe we'll have to come try some lemon pie. Oh no, they've left me behind.
That's right.
I got distracted by the pie.
Oh, wow, look over here.
What? It's a little market? He was telling me how this market only happens on Saturdays. I wish I knew because I love checking out stuff like this, but they're packing up and going home now, so can't get this one.
Looks like it's a bunch of clothes, bunch of veggies, random
I
knickknacks.
see some like vinegars, maybe wine.
Yeah, so we're just passing by this bell right here, and they've brought it all the way from China. You have to ram it with a stick to get it to chime, but it's kind of cracky now and it's a little older, so they've put some concrete there to preserve it.
So the first church was actually destroyed in World War II. So this church was built in about 1950s. So still very old, but it's beautiful.
Difference, our church can get married.
You can get married here.
Our
Oh,
church compared to Catholic church.
oh, did you hear that, Chase? You know, it's kind of cool. This place, this area, kind of reminds me of back home in Canada with like all the little wagon wheels and stuff. Like we have kind of a lot of that.
And the trees.
Yeah, the trees, the pine trees.
The vegetation and stuff.
This is the church. I think this is actually probably my favorite church I've ever been. I just feel so tiny and like the big beams, everything's super clean. And then you have like the mosaic up above with the Jesus. It's really nice.
I don't know why, but I think what does it for me is like all the stone flooring and just how it's all constructed.
That's true. It's like,
Solid.
it's the stone too. Like it just adds, and then I'm such a huge like texture person. I'm like, oh, the stones with the wood with the contrast, like home design. But
Also gives it an aroma in here.
so it kind of looks like over here you have like a little kiddie corner. Maybe, you know, the kids get to do some more fun stuff while the adults practice like more religion. That's what I did when I was young anyways. I was like, give me the crafts and the snacks or I'm misbehaving.
All right, so right here is where they get baptized in this church. I hear you just get a splash of water and then maybe a little cloth on the forehead. It's not the full dunking like it used to be.
That's what I got. They just submerged me in the water. I'm sure it was a horrible experience. I don't remember though.
First thing we found is actually the priest lives up in this house right up there. It's super cool. He's really close to his church.
So we just have to pay a 10 peso access fee for both of us before we head on to the hanging coffins.
So these coffins right here, I think there's one side reserved for someone who's still alive, and then the other side is someone who's already passed, and then they're going to be paired in their coffins beside each other. And over here you actually see coffins that have both the people now resting in peace. So everyone in this cemetery is all facing over this way, which is the east, so that they're facing the sunrise.
Start to notice down there the limestone, which we all know and love, the beautiful limestones of the Philippines, but that means that this was like all underwater at one point. Don't know when, but it just was.
So walking up over here, this is the first time we have a clear view of all these beautiful buildings, the stunning mountains. It's really interesting because like neighboring towns and stuff have totally different weather, and you can kind of see it just over there. It's like dark and gloomy and you're like, oh, it's nice nice and sunny over here.
Yeah, but then 5 minutes later, it'll be like pissing down
Hey,
rain on you.
sometimes it stays over the hill.
Other times, not so much. So at this stop, we can actually see the coffins from pretty far there, but we're gonna get a closer look as we go down this trail. So the reason why these coffins are hung is because they practice animism. So there's about 18 coffins hung on the wall, and you have to pass a certain criteria to be able to be hung on the wall. You have to have like children and grandchildren, and you have to pass away from a natural cause. And the way they actually put them in the coffins is, skip if you're kind of squeamish, but they would like break their bones to be able to fit them in the coffins. And the people that carried them would get, like, if you can imagine this, stuff, fluids on their bodies as they carried them. So that's kind of why they stopped doing it. It was known to be pretty unsanitary, but it's really cool to learn about the history and all the things involving like what goes behind the hanging coffins and how it has evolved. It's really, really fascinating.
So one thing we're hearing as we're walking down closer to these is they get put back in the fetal position because once you start life in the fetal position and then you end life in the fetal position.
Some of them look really small.
Well, that is why they do the little fetal position correction. Yeah, whoa, look at the ones on the right side, eh?
I'll take the burial site. And even if you pass the criteria to be hung, and if you don't want to be hung, then you'll just be buried in the cemetery. But I mean, having your coffin up here hanging, I mean, pretty cool.
Yeah, if you ever look at the pictures, you always see the Beaumet OG right there. It's cool to see them straight up close.
And we were just kind of discussing the coffins, how some are really small and some are longer, but it's actually their decision if they want to be crunched up, that just sounds so like, if they want to be folded up into the fetal position, they don't have to be if they don't want to be.
So we're climbing those stairs, making our way away from those coffins. We'll see you guys back on the other side.
Oh, so she's eating it.
Yeah,
Oh. Can we try it? Can you try it raw like you did? Oh.
Yeah. Come check this out, Shel. Look in here. They got a lot of etag in here,
Wow.
all different looks.
And so it's smoked, dried, salted pork.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
it actually doesn't smell bad.
Yeah, so we got a piece of etag here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll go.
Do you
go
do this
for it.
yourself? You do this?
My son-in-law.
So I understand how they say it's
It's
very,
crispy.
very salty when they don't cook it.
I might try.
Yeah, I got a piece here for you.
Okay.
It's not
Smoky, salty,
yes.
and just, it's a
Oh.
good piece of meat.
It's not bad.
I
This is
could-
very salty.
I could
Yes,
see how
very
that
salty.
I could see how that could be perfect for a meal. You wouldn't even have to add salt. It would salt the broth with the soup.
If you cook with the beans and
It would add,
have to put the salt again.
yeah, it would add everything to the
Yeah,
dish.
vegetables.
That would be very good.
I
with
think we
vegetables.
should get a dish that has etag on it. Maybe we'll go,
Very possible.
yeah, find
That-
some lunch.
That was pretty good. Thank
Yeah.
you very
Okay,
much.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. So that was a little unexpected. We were just taking a little break and we ended up seeing etag, and we've been wanting to try etag. So the nice lady there let us try a little bit, and it's a dried, smoked, salted pork. And honestly, it was pretty good. Like, it was very salty, but etag, not that bad. I'd rather probably have it in a dish though, because then it wouldn't be so salty. So on our way back from our little trek, we actually stopped at that lemon pie stand where that lady was selling it, and she actually only sold the full pies. We can't eat a full pie, so we're gonna go to the actual lemon pie house that they have here that's said to be one of the best ones. Our guide said that lemons are in season, and we've been seeing lemon things everywhere, so we're gonna go try it and let you guys know what we think.
I am super excited for this lemon pie. I'll tell you guys, after having that cat poop coffee, I've had a dry mouth this whole time. So this lemon pie is much needed. Well, looky here, a delicious lemon pie. It has like a white layer and a beautiful lemon custard looking thing.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Oh wow.
The crust is hard.
Crust is hard to cut. Holy. That's actually really good. I'm really digging that. The custard is, I think I'm liking it so much because it's really creamy and it's not like a really, really, really strong lemon taste.
This is perfectly balanced. You're not like, oh my gosh, that's sour, or that's too sweet, or anything here.
I really don't, I'm not a huge lemon person, and that's delicious.
You know, it was funny, Shelby coming into this, she's like, you're gonna be eating that pie all to yourself. I don't like fruit things.
This is what happens.
I'm sitting here like,
So I think that was a pretty great day in Sagada, visiting the Hanging Coffins, which is within walking distance. We got to try cat poop coffee. We got to eat the delicious local lemon pies. It's nice to just take a day and kind of visit all the things that are like local to here and just kind of cruise around and go up and down the long street that they have here. I think I had a great day.
yeah, it's amazing. It's all walking distance. Getting a little local guide. That was perfect for the coffins. We wouldn't have known so many things, especially going through like the graveyard and the church area and all that. It was really nice to have them along.
Super helpful. So we hope you guys enjoyed cruising around Sagada with us. We feel like we had the absolute perfect day, just getting to try the local items and visiting the Hanging Coffins, getting to learn all that history. It was just perfect. So if you liked the video, please like it. Don't forget to subscribe and drop us a comment because we love talking to you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.